Selections from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Part 15. Questions and answers at the Harvard University discussion. Section 2. Question. Are these exercises in breathing and concentration universally practiced? Swami answers, yes, only some practice only a little just to satisfy the requirements of their religion. The temples in India are not like the churches here. They may all vanish tomorrow and will not be missed. A temple is built by a man who wants to go to heaven or to get a son or something of that sort. So he builds a large temple and employs a few priests to hold services there. I need not go there at all because all my worship is in the home. In every house is a special room set apart which is called the chapel. The first duty of the child after his initiation is to take a bath and then to worship. And his worship consists of this breathing and meditating and repeating of a certain name. And another thing is to hold the body straight. We believe that the mind has every power over the body to keep it healthy. After one has done this, then another comes and takes his seat, and each one does it in silence. Sometimes there are 3 or 4 in the same room, but each one may have a different method. This worship is repeated at least twice a day. Question. This state of oneness that you speak of, is it an ideal or something actually attained? Swami answers, we say it is within actuality. We say we realize that state. If it were only in talk, it would be nothing. The Vedas teach 3 things. This self is first to be heard, then to be reasoned, and then to be meditated upon. When a man first hears it, he must reason on it, so that he does not believe it ignorantly, but knowingly. And after reasoning what it is, he must meditate upon it, and then realize it, and that is religion. Belief is no part of religion. We say religion is a superconscious state. Question. If you ever reach that state of superconsciousness, can you ever tell about it? Swami answers, no, but we know it by its fruits. An idiot, when he goes to sleep, comes out of sleep an idiot or even worse. But another man goes into the state of meditation, and when he comes out, he is a philosopher, a sage, a great man. That shows the difference between these 2 states. Question. I should like to ask, in continuation of Professor's question, whether you know of any people who have made any study of the principles of self-hypnotism, which they undoubtedly practiced to a great extent in ancient India, and what has been recently stated and practiced in that thing. Of course, you do not have it so much in modern India. Swami answers, what you call hypnotism in the West is only a part of the real thing. The Hindus call it self-hypnotization. They say you are hypnotized already and that you should get out of it and dehypnotize yourself. There the sun cannot illumine, nor the moon, nor the stars. The flash of lightning cannot illumine that. What to speak of this mortal fire? That shining, everything else shines. This is not hypnotization, but dehypnotization. We say that every other religion that preaches these things or real is practicing a form of hypnotism. It is the Advaitist alone that does not care to be hypnotized. His is the only system that more or less understands that hypnotism comes with every form of dualism. But the Advaitists say, throw away even the Vedas, throw away even the personal God, throw away even the universe, throw away even your own body and mind and let nothing remain in order to get rid of hypnotism perfectly. From where the mind comes back with speech being unable to reach, knowing the bliss of Brahman, no more is fear. This is dehypnotization. I have neither vice nor virtue, nor misery nor happiness. I care neither for the Vedas nor sacrifices nor ceremonies. I am neither food nor eating nor eater, for I am existence absolute, knowledge absolute, bliss absolute. I am He, I am He. We know all about hypnotism. We have a psychology which the West is just beginning to know, but not yet adequately, I am sorry to say. Question: what do you call the astral body? Swami answers: the astral body is what we call the Linga Sharira. When this body dies, how can it come to take another body? Force cannot remain without matter. So, a little part of the fine matter remains, through which the internal organs make another body. For each one is making his own body. It is the mind that makes the body. If I become a sage, my brain gets changed into a sage brain. And the yogis say that even in this life, a yogi can change his body into a god body. The yogis show many wonderful things. 1 ounce of practice is worth 1,000 pounds of theory. So I have no right to say that because I have not seen this or that thing done. It is false. Their books say that with practice you can get all sorts of results that are most wonderful. Small results can be obtained in a short time by regular practice, so that one may know that there is no humbug about it, no charlatanism. And these yogis explain the very wonderful things mentioned in all scriptures in a scientific way. The question is how these records of miracles entered into every nation. The man who says that they are all false and need no explanation is not rational. You have no right to deny them until you can prove them false. You must prove that they are without any foundation, and only then you have the right to stand up and deny them. But you have not done that. On the other hand, the yogis say they are not miracles and they claim that they can do them even today. Many wonderful things are done in India today, but none of them are done by miracles. There are many books on the subject. Again, if nothing else has been done in that line except a scientific approach towards psychology, that credit must be given to the yogis. Question: can you say in the concrete what the manifestations are, which the yogi can show? Swami answers: the yogi wants no faith or belief in his science, but that which is given to any other science, just not gentlemanly enough faith to come and make the experiment. The ideal of the yogi is tremendous. I have seen the lower things that can be done by the power of the mind, and therefore I have no right to disbelieve that the highest things can be done. The ideal of the yogi is eternal peace and love through omniscience and omnipotence. I know a yogi who was bitten by a cobra and who fell down on the ground. In the evening he revived again, and when asked what happened, he said, "A messenger came from my beloved." All hatred and anger and jealousy have been burnt out of this man. Nothing can make him react. He is infinite love all the time, and he is omnipotent in his power of love. That is the real yogi. And this manifesting different things is accidental on the way. That is not what he wants to attain. The yogi says every man is a slave except the yogi. He is a slave to food, to air, to his wife, to his children, to a dollar, slave to a nation, slave to name and fame, and to 1,000 things in this world. The man who is not controlled by any one of these bondages is alone a real man, a real yogi. They have conquered relative existence in this life who are firm fixed in sameness. God is pure and the same to all. Therefore, such are said to be living in God. Question: do the yogis attach any importance to caste? Swami answers: no, caste is only the training school for undeveloped minds. Question: is there no connection between this idea of superconsciousness and the heat of India? Swami answers: I do not think so, because all this philosophy was thought out 15,000 feet above the level of the sea, among the Himalayas, in an almost Arctic temperature. Question: is it practicable to attain success in a cold climate? Swami answers: it is practicable, and the only thing that is practicable in this world. We say you are a born Vedantist, each one of you. You are declaring your oneness with everything each moment you live. Every time that your heart goes out towards the world, you are a true Vedantist. Only you do not know it. You are moral without knowing why. And the Vedanta is a philosophy which analyzed and taught man to be moral consciously. It is the essence of all religions. Question: should you say that there is an unsocial principle in our Western people which makes us so pluralistic and that Eastern people are more sympathetic than we are? Swami answers: I think the Western people are more cruel and the Eastern people have more mercy towards all beings. But that is simply because your civilization is very much more recent. It takes time to make a thing come under the influence of mercy. You have a great deal of power, and the power of control of the mind has especially been very little practiced. It will take time to make you gentle and good. This feeling tingles in every drop of blood in India. If I go to the villages to teach the people politics, they will not understand. But if I go to teach them Vedanta, they will say, now, Swami, you are all right. That Vairagya, non attachment, is everywhere in India, even today. We are very much degenerated now, but kings will give up their thrones and go about the country without anything. In some places, the common village girl with her spinning wheel says, do not talk to me of dualism. My spinning wheel says, Soham, Soham, I am he, I am he. Go and talk to these people and ask them why it is that they speak so and yet kneel before that stone. They will say that with you religion means dogma, but that with them realization. I will be a Vedantist. One of them will say, only when all this has vanished and I have seen the reality. Until then, there is no difference between me and the ignorant. So, I am using these stones and I am going to temples and so on to come to realization. I have heard, but I want to see and realize. Different methods of speech, different manners of explaining the methods of scriptures, these are only for the enjoyment of the learned, not for freedom, said by Shankara. It is realization which leads us to that freedom.